Okay, so let's see. What is your biggest fear as a mother? What is your biggest fear?
Where do I start?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always, like, one thing I worry about is the world that they're going to grow up in.
Very good, very
Like,
good.
what's gonna be going on whenever they're teenagers or adults? Like,
Mhm.
you know, like it's,
Yeah.
That's scary.
yeah.
Like, are they going to beat them into pool parties and stuff? Like, we had so much fun as teenagers.
Yeah.
Didn't have a care in the world.
Oh yeah, with the pool out in the
Things were
backyard.
safe. Like, what
Yeah.
are they, what's it going to be like for them?
Yeah, I remember whenever we were kids, like we could, you know, go out and play outside. You don't have
Yeah.
to worry about it. I am so afraid to let Cody play out in the yard, like by
Well,
himself.
you're next to a main road,
Yeah.
so you do have to be cautious. Right here, we're not next to
Well,
a
yeah.
main road, but Cody, well, for one thing, you got to worry about the road. Then you got to worry about somebody might pull off the road and see Cody playing in the yard
Yeah,
and take him.
That's what my worry is, because he knows to stay away from the front of the house.
Yeah.
But like, you just can't trust people.
No.
No.
And it's sad that it's like
Yeah.
that. But like what we've done, I've only done it like maybe twice. But we got him a trampoline, so we'll let him play on the trampoline, but we tell him like if you get off the trampoline it's to come straight into the house.
Yeah.
We will let Bella sit out on the porch
And
because
that's a
she'll
dog.
watch him. Yeah, Bella is our dog.
Dog.
Oh, that's great.
She'll sit out and watch him.
Yeah.
And you know, if anybody tried to mess with him, like she would,
Bark.
yeah,
Yeah.
and let them know. She did that at her old house. It was pretty close quarters, like to neighbors and stuff. This guy that lived beside us let his dog out, and she just came to the fence and was barking at Cody. Bella ran over there and was like barking right back at her, like showing
Yeah.
her teeth and stuff. So
Oh, that's kind of nice. That'd be the only benefit to a dog that I can think of.
Yeah, it's to
Yeah.
make
I'm not a
noise.
pet person, so
Yeah.
that would be that's a good
She
thing,
got
though.
another
I like
good
that.
trade off of me. She
Yeah.
got her anxiety and the non-love of animals.
But that would be nice. If I had it, that would be nice, though.
Yeah.
That's nice that you have that.
Yeah.
Oh, I never
and
even
he's
thought about
and Bella is so good with Maya too.
Mhm.
Aw.
Like Maya's crawling around now.
Yeah.
And can sit up and everything. And she was sitting on the floor and Bella just laid down and rolled over right in front of her.
Yeah.
And then Maya just like pets her real
Aw.
nice. And then she tries to get her eyes. And then I'm just like, alright, now you can't do that.
Yeah.
Like they're attached.
Aw.
But Bella's really good with both of them.
Yeah. So an animal, a dog, or it can be a protector
Yeah.
of a
And
child.
I would, like, I don't know if it's like this with older dogs, if you can teach them to be like that. But, you know, we got her whenever she was
Yeah.
9 weeks. So she kind of grew up with Cody and,
Yeah. Oh, that's
So.
nice. I like that.
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, a fear would be what world
Yes.
does the world? What's the world going to be like by the time they're out there?
Mhm.
And it is scary. You see all things happen every day, and it's
And even like in school, like you hear about all these kids being bullied
oh yeah.
and
School shootings.
school shootings
Oh,
and
yeah.
all that. It's terrifying.
Sure it is.
Yeah.
Like-
Sure.
You don't want them to lose their innocence so young. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like they do lose it so much younger.
Too fast. Too
Yeah.
fast.
I'd be afraid of just, my fear is just not, I guess, failing him as a mom.
Mhm.
Like, I don't want to look back and have regrets.
Yeah.
You know, I don't look back and think, oh man, I really should have done this with him more. I really should
Yeah.
have taken time to stop cleaning the house, you know, in the evening,
Mhm.
or take time away from doing things that I feel like need done that can wait, and just maybe spend an extra hour
Yeah.
just playing, you know, just appreciating.
And then
That.
you'll be trying to play, and you'll think, "Oh crap, that toilet needs."
Yeah, I know. That's my thing. I don't want to regret anything. I don't want to regret. I want him to look back and feel like that I was.
Yeah.
That he felt like I was there for him. That I did
Yeah.
all I could do for him. I don't want to look back and think, oh, I wish, you know. I don't want him to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
Disappointed.
just want to make sure I do right
Right.
by him.
Yeah.
You
Do
know.
the best you can do. That's all you
Yeah.
can do. Is the
Especially
best
because
you
it's
can
just me. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't have Gary anymore, so
Yeah.
it's like I'm the. That's even more stress. I feel
do.
like.
Yeah.
Oh crap! Like
Because you're
I
the
gotta
only
try
one.
to
Yeah.
be both. I
Mhm.
don't know how to do that. You know?
Well, I think you're doing a fabulous job, and also remember you do have people who can help.
Yes.
Got Pappy G, you got,
Yes, I got a lot. I'm very
You got a
fortunate
lot
to
of
have a good
people.
support system.
Yeah.
But,
so,
man, it's all that weighs on my mind too. Just the fact that he's not here.
yeah,
Just that is in my mind all the time. Not even the fact that he's not here and not helping me. It's just that
that he's not,
He's not
here.
here.
There's,
Yeah.
he's just
he's
not.
just not
I'm
here.
never gonna see him again.
Yeah, oh, you'll see him one day.
Yeah, I
You'll see
know,
him.
but it's just that's just hard
Yeah.
to wrap your head around. So just
Yes.
that's like always in the back of my head. Just
Sure,
that
he's just,
thought.
it's not like he's in another state.
Yeah, it's just like
And that maybe is what you can do. You can just say, oh, Gary's in like Oklahoma. He'll be back for a while.
That's one way to think
Yeah,
about it.
yeah, I guess.
Just pretend
That's
he's
not
in
gonna work.
Yeah,
it's not gonna work.
he's in Oklahoma.
Yeah. So that,
Oh, goodness. Okay. Let's see. This would be a good one. Has your child ever embarrassed you in public? What's a time that you can remember that you were totally embarrassed?
oh, wasn't it like the one time we were in the bathroom and I was going to the bathroom, he had to be in the stall with me and he's like talking out loud about what's happening.
Yeah.
And there's a lady in the next stall. I'm like, no, let's keep quiet. Like he's talking about. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just a small thing. That's the only thing I can think of right offhand.
That's good. That's good. You know, you don't want it. You have plenty of years for them to embarrass
Yeah.
you.
Oh,
So
yeah.
there'll be many a story once upon a time of how your kids embarrassed you. But
I can actually think of two.
okay,
The one I told you guys earlier, but tell it again because they didn't hear it.
that's okay.
We were in Walmart and they had those big balls in the middle of the aisles and the netted things, and we walked past it, and Cody starts saying he wants a ball, but he already has two at home, and I told him this. And he just starts screaming,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
throwing a fit, wailing around, so I have to hold him like, I don't even, whatever you would, something like a yoga bag or something, I don't know.
It's like a basketball under your arm.
Yeah, there you go. And then he like kicks his shoes off and everything, and I have to leave Walmart.
Yeah.
Like I can't be in there anymore. And then another time, we were leaving one of Anita's family reunions, and an aunt of mine, or ours, whatever, went to the car to say bye, and Cody's like, he said something, she couldn't understand him. It was something about like, why did you put that on your face? Or like, why did you draw
Yeah.
on your face? She drew her eyebrows on.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
that type of stuff, yeah.
I'm like, oh my god!
Don't say it!
Paul's in the front seat, like losing his mind.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, oh
Yeah, that's the kind of
my
stuff like I would imagine will happen.
Oh, yeah,
If
blunt,
he'll say
kids are
something to
blunt, like,
somebody.
they're just
Oh, yeah,
honest.
yeah.
They didn't
But
say
I love
anything. Yeah, just,
I love it. It's they're so honest. They do not care.
no,
Yeah, they don't
Sometimes it
think
can
about
be a
it.
little brutal, but other
they're not
times it's
trying to
hilarious.
be, they're not trying to be rude. That's the thing.
No.
He didn't say that with trying to be mean. He
Yeah.
said that because he wants to know. Why are you drawing on your face, you know? So, yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
it's
they're
so
honesty,
funny.
and that sometimes can be embarrassing.
Yeah, it was. I looked at her and I'm just like,
I'm so sorry. I remember one time walking out of the store. It wouldn't have been Giant Eagle back at that time, I don't think. I don't know if it was Acme or what the grocery store was there where Giant Eagle is now. It could have been Giant Eagle. I don't know how long Giant Eagle's been there. But Kivens was probably about 4, and Kim was a baby. And we ended up leaving the grocery store because they were both just not good. And Kivens was just being a turd. So I ended up like you. I held the baby in one hand, drugged Kivens, he was like a basketball in the other, and we were heading out of the store.
Well, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So this would be a little personal, but you were young when you got pregnant.
Yes.
Okay. But how in Bedford at that time, would have been the 80s, how was it? You had two black children.
Yes,
You know.
in a white town.
Yeah. So how did that bother you at all? Did people give you any? Did you get any looks or anything
Oh,
at the
yeah.
grocery store? Like
Oh,
what?
I got looks. And people, there was always going to be the prejudiced people, or people
Yeah.
you could see whisper, or when I worked at the office, I didn't have pictures of the kids in the office. The reason being is because people were so, we lived in a, not really a hick town, but not a progressive type town.
Yeah.
And you always would have the people who would say nasty things about black people even if they didn't know you had kids. So that, I didn't want my kids to be a topic of conversation.
Yeah.
So I never had pictures of any of your kids in the office because I didn't feel that you guys needed to be a topic of conversation, but especially back then, I didn't want anyone saying anything. But you'll always have that, but I would say the vast majority of people were kind and good-hearted and didn't say anything, because I would have been a divorcee coming back to Bedford, having 2 black children, a single mom, you know, so, but.
Do you remember a time that anybody would have said anything, or maybe a comment that you overheard or something?
Oh yeah, I can't recall specific comments, but I do remember comments. I do remember people saying nasty things, and
How did you respond to that?
usually I just ignored them.
Did it bother you?
Oh, it bothered me to a degree, but then I realized that, you know, that was their problem, not mine.
Oh, yeah.
They were
Yeah.
the small-minded ones, and that's where anytime you feel embarrassed that, say you have a child and you're not married, that's not, the concern should be for you. Oh, I'm not married, and it would be better if I was, but we can't be concerned with what other people think. So
I know.
it's their own smallness, their own, they'll miss out on knowing you. So, and that was it. I chose to ignore a lot of stuff. I can remember there was a friend of mine I used to work with. It was a guy friend. It was just like a friend. It wasn't anything else, but he thought it was funny to just make jokes about black people. And he knew I had the kids. So he would do it thinking he was cute and humorous and funny. But, you know, once in a while it was okay. But then after a while it was just rude.
Yeah.
So eventually I just told him that I didn't feel that our friendship was appropriate. I think he needed to, you know, the jokes were getting old and that type of thing. But yeah, you always have those people who would look at you funny and give you the snide, dirty looks, look down upon you.
And it takes a lot not to comment.
It does
not
take
to
a lot.
retaliate,
Yes.
like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and there's no point because you cannot change somebody else's viewpoints by retaliation. The only way you can maybe change their viewpoint is if they get the chance to know you and see that
That's
you
the
are
only
a good
way.
person and that you are somebody that's worth knowing. Even if they don't like you, you're still worth. You're worth, in God's eyes, you're worth everything. So,
And being, you know, something I guess you were going to ask us about how we saw God
yes.
work in our lives, you
Mhm.
know. But, like, I know the only reason I got through any of it was because of God. Even looking back at me being pregnant and how everything was such a blur.
Yeah.
Like, me looking back now and thinking how I would have how I reacted to being pregnant, I didn't try to hide it.
No.
I worked at a Christian campground.
A
And
Christian
was pregnant and didn't try to hide it. Worked at the Green Harvest, and people there wouldn't have known me so much. You know,
Yeah.
that wouldn't have been such a big deal. But like now looking back, I would feel like if this happened now, I would want to hide it. Like I'd be ashamed. You know, like I wouldn't want people to know. Like I would want to hide it. Like I would.
Yeah.
But back then, why was I not caring? Why did I not do anything?
Yeah.
Like I was the same person. Like I know how I was still. I would have thought that way then. But it's almost like God was just kind of not letting those thoughts enter my
he was
mind.
keeping them out.
Which is so weird because that's not how I am. Like I am somebody who gets anxious, and I don't like to say this, but I do care to an extent when people think. I don't want to be a conversation starter.
That's right.
I don't want to be in someone's mouth. Like I don't want anybody to be talking about me. That's the real thing. I just don't want someone to look at me and say, "Well, look at her. She's
right."
That's just not so much that I just don't want people to talk about me in a bad way. I want people to think of me in a good way.
I think that's what most people do want. Most people do want that.
But it's taught me though, just by being that way, to be more empathetic of people's situations. Because before I got pregnant, I probably would have looked at somebody and maybe been a little judgmental, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe thought, when my first thought would have been like, oh, they're not married.
Yeah.
Oh,
My
that's not
golly.
good. You know, that might have
What
been
were
my
they
thought, but now
doing?
that's not really my thought. Now would be, oh, you know what?
Yeah.
I know what that's like.
Yeah.
You know, just because that happened does not mean anything about that person.
No.
Just because they're in that situation does not.
Make them any
Dictate.
lesser of,
No.
or they're, yeah.
You know, it's just I feel like now I'm better able to look at somebody in any situation and
Yeah.
just think, you know what? Things happen.
Well, that's
You know.
when you know that God is at work in your life, is when
Yeah.
you can take your situations that you get yourself in and learn from them and grow from them. And when we become less judgmental, less prejudice, putting people down, and when we start picking them up and caring about what they think and treating them with respect, even though they may feel they don't deserve respect,
Yeah.
that's when we know that our walk with God is growing. That's when we know that we have moved from down here in our judgment, even though we think we're up there, when we're looking down, we're actually the ones who are down here. And so you people do care what other people think, but it doesn't matter what you do. There's always going to be somebody who does not like you. There's always going to be somebody who disapproves of what you do. So you can either let that drag you down or let God pick you up. And also have a circle of people that are there to lift you up. So you and Nikki can hang out when you got to talk about these things that are driving you nuts about kids. Be like you were when you were kids. You guys hung out all the time. You practically lived together. You know. And I remember those crazy pictures you used to take.
Oh my
down the
gosh.
basement.
Club Infinity.
They take pictures with makeup on.
And
Take
doing our
pictures-
hair, remember?
Yeah,
With
with
your
little Brett's and
yeah.
little like clips, just like spike up the back. Why?
And then you guys used to jump out to music out on the trampoline.
Oh my gosh, see, those were the good days.
Those
Like,
were the
why
good
can't we
days.
go? Like life is so much harder now. Like I wish I
Right.
would have. I wish you could know in those moments that those are the moments you're going to
Yes.
wish lasted forever. You know, I wish you could know then
You
Yes.
don't.
that
You don't.
you will miss that.
Like, all you have to worry about, like, at that age is, like, you know, getting good grades in school
Yes.
and, you know, all that. Then you're an adult and bam, like, here's
Like,
the real world.
sucks.
Like,
Yeah.
here's
Well,
all these
that was
bills.
right. That was a little harsh, but
Yeah,
sometimes-
it does. It does. That's why you don't want children to lose their innocence before their time.
Exactly.
That's why it's just, I grew up in a time where it was just wonderful to be a child. And you did not, actually when I was growing up, we only got channels 6 and 10. We weren't news, you only could have access to it, not all the time. It wasn't like continual news
Yeah.
stations where you
I
could
wish we
hear
could go back to that.
about the horrible things that are going on
Oh, yeah.
in the world. So, and just to give you an idea of how innocent, you know, we actually would have had more freedom than you kids because we could leave the house in the morning or at lunchtime and just be told to be back by dinner. So we could be out in the neighborhood playing or even taking our bikes on the back roads and didn't have cell phones, none of that
Nuts.
stuff.
Nuts.
That's, I know, but
I can imagine.
you could practically trust most people, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just they're still here.
Oh, wow.
It was just a wonderful time to be a child, and just to tell you how innocent, I did not even know that there was such a thing as a pedophile, somebody who would abuse children in that way, till I actually heard about it on the news for the first time when I was 21 years old.
Oh, my.
I never ever heard of such a thing.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I never
Must
knew
be
it.
nice.
I know.
Like,
I
Well,
never.
see, we've known about this stuff
For
a long
way
time.
young, you know.
Yeah.
I never even, whether I had heard it and never was just blissfully ignorant, I don't know. But I remember them talking on the news about a daycare center that they closed down due to doing stuff like that. And I can just remember at that age,
Puking?
I was just horrified. I was just horrified. I couldn't even, my mind couldn't
I
even
can't-
register
hard
that
to-
because I had never known of any such thing, thankfully. So, I don't know. It's just that the more the kids today, who knows what they'll know at such a young age and lose that innocence and that freedom that you have from not having a care in the world, other than, hey, I gotta get a B on my science test or I'm gonna get in trouble. Yeah, that type of thing, so.
You saying that about the daycares reminded me of another fear that I have as a mom.
Yeah,
Trying to get a job and looking for a sitter for Maya.
yeah,
Like whenever Cody was younger, I had more people that could babysit, like family.
yeah,
And now, like, most of them are, well, all of them are older, but
Yeah.
like most of them are. He's 7 now, so you
Yeah.
know he can do stuff on his own, but still older people can't
yeah.
tend to him.
Mm-hmm.
And thinking about daycare terrifies me.
Actually, probably in this area, you're pretty secure with daycare. The kids were in daycare. I don't think it would be hard for something to go on without somebody knowing something, or there have been complaints before. My fear would not be so much of like a sexual predator as of will they watch the child close enough that if the daycare is close to the road that they'd go out and get hit by a car, or would they leave the child if they take a field trip in the vehicle? Those would be more of my fears, that they're not going to be watching the child as close as I would be.
Yeah.
So, I think it's hard to get away with that sexual predator type stuff nowadays, but it's still a worry. It's always going to be a worry. I worry about that kind of stuff. But
Like I remember I did have Cody in a daycare for a little bit, and you know, he was fine at first, and then after a little bit, like he would throw fits whenever I would go to drop him off. Like he would cry, he would scream, he would not let go of me.
So it made you wonder what's going on here.
Yeah, and like he was too young then to tell me if there was anything going on.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember if it stopped before I took him out or if I ended up taking him out beforehand.
Yeah.
But I always wondered, like, you know, he was fine before, why is he freaking out now?
Yeah.
Like, I never figured it out. But
sometimes kids will just do that, but that's always a concern. As a parent, you always have those fears of when they're in somebody else's care, what's going on because you're not there to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Because obviously, to a mother, like, nobody can take care of their child better than they can.
No.
Like, that's how I feel. Like,
well, you know about your child from little up. You know what they do. You're used to be paying close attention to. Oh, okay. Cody at a certain age, he would stick little things in his mouth, so he might choke. Whereas maybe Maya doesn't do that, so she might be another thing that you have to worry about her and pay closer attention.
yeah.
All kids are different, but of course the mother is the one, not to get on you fathers. Fathers can be good too with children, but mothers have that instinct.
Yeah.
And they have a protective instinct to protect their young no matter what happens, so, yes.
Yeah.
Mama bears, you don't want to tick off Mama bear.
I had a kind of violent dream one time whenever Cody was younger. I had a dream that somebody kidnapped him. And I was obviously losing my mind. And I found the getaway driver. It wasn't even the person that took him.
Yeah.
And I found the getaway driver, and I don't know if I should say what I did in my dream.
Let's just let it at that.
It was violent.
Nikki
It
did
was
something
violent.
quite
I can
violent
imagine,
to the
though.
getaway driver.
I don't even want to think of that happening in real life. Like, that's, of course, a fear I have is
Oh yeah, I think about that stuff all the
when
time.
he's not with me, that's what I worry about. Like,
That would be the
Like,
biggest nightmare.
yeah, like my biggest fear is like that he would get kidnapped and I never find him. Not even, it'd be different if you know, I hate to say it like this, but like if eventually they found him.
Oh, yeah.
At least you know that he's
Oh, yeah.
not being abused anymore. Or you
Yeah.
know there's nothing, but if
Nothing
when they
that
never find the
him.
child,
Now, how
that
would
would
you
haunt
know?
you for your whole life.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
there'd
you
be
don't
no
know
way
what-
you could ever sleep.
No.
How could you, like, not knowing what's going on?
Yeah.
It's different, you know, whenever,
They find him
They
3
find
hours
him.
later or
Yeah.
whatever, which majority of cases that's what happens. They
but
find
the
him
thought,
within a certain
I don't
amount
know
of
what
time.
I would do. I don't even know. I
I
don't
would
think
be a
I could handle
basket
it.
case.
They would have to institute.
Oh,
They would have to just inject me. Like, just
Yeah.
inject me with something. Put me in a coma until we figure this out.
Yeah, and then we'll wake her up later. Yeah, but no, that's just
Yeah.
that would be just
Oh.
it. Yeah.
See, I hate this though. I hate that this is these are the thoughts, these are the
Yeah.
things. It's overwhelming.
I was just telling Paul the other day, actually, that, like, not only, you know, like, you're gonna worry about your kids, like, the rest of your life.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're gonna worry 24/7. Like,
Yeah.
that's what being a mother is. That's
Yes.
what being a parent is. So, like, even with Maya now, like, oh my gosh.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
so much worrying for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's daunting. That's the word I say. It's daunting. Like,
Daunting.
just to think about the stuff that you're gonna have to think about.
Mhm.
I only have one, but you
Yeah.
know, having two. Like, how do you have two? Like, how do you
Yeah, how do you focus
how
on
do you
two?
have? When
Yeah.
I hear of somebody having another child, I
It's
get
tiring.
tired.
Yeah, it's tired.
Just the thought of, you know, it's like, oh, that's so great for you, but did you think about all this stuff
Yeah.
that you're gonna have to
Well,
do now?
here's a
Did you
good
think about all
question.
the worry? You already worry so much. What about all the extra worry?
Here is a good question. This is what we're going to close with for questions. Any advice for future moms?
Just brace yourself, man.
Brace it.
For the constant worry,
Yes.
just my thing would be find somebody that you can talk to. The worst thing for me is I don't reach out and talk to anybody. I feel like once again there's a little bit of like, well, Lindsay, why you can't sit and complain to somebody for heaven Pete's sakes? You're the one who got yourself into this mess.
For
Like,
heaven
well, you
Pete's
can't.
That used to be a Zach thing. Zach would always
Heaven
say,
Pete's
"For
sake."
heaven Pete's sake."
Yeah, I can't. I feel like I can't complain because I did this to myself, and everybody gets to themselves. I mean, whether it's
Yeah.
planned or not,
Yeah.
you know, you can never truly anticipate what you're gonna feel like because every kid. For one thing, every kid is different.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And every person who has a child is different, but you're never gonna be able to anticipate all the things that you're gonna feel, all the things that will happen after you have a kid. But my advice would just be find somebody that you trust and you can talk to. Reach out to people when you're feeling sad.
Oh yeah.
Don't.
Yeah.
I have trouble. Like I just let it all in there,
Mhm.
and then I just blow up one day.
Yeah. Crazy person. Yeah.
I am kind of the same. I don't reach out either.
Yeah.
Like, because,
You don't want to seem weak either, though. do
well,
you?
yeah, like that, and I feel like I'm bugging people.
Yep.
Especially whenever it's trying to meet new people,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and like, I just can't carry on a conversation with some stranger. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like I'm bugging them.
Mhm.
So, like, there's that. And advice, if you think you're ready, you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's really no way to ever be ready. Kids, babies are a lot of work. And there will be,
A lot of
with-
sleepless nights.
yes, that's
Sleepless.
exactly
Yeah.
what I was
Be
thinking
prepared
about.
to be tired.
Tired.
Yes.
You will be tired. No, yeah, just tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll be tired.
Mhm.
You then are not numero uno anymore.
No.
You will never be number
Yes.
one
But
again.
your
Have your
privileges
fun
are-
now.
Yeah,
your fun
like
now.
after you have kids, that is what it's about. Like you
I
can't. What is that thing that they say? You can't.
Have your cake and eat it too. No.
Definitely not that. You can't have that.
But I forget how it goes. Something about like you can't. Something about like putting your child's lives on hold so you can live your life. Like
Oh,
you have to
no.
put your life on hold so
Your
your child
life
can
is
live
put
their
on
life.
It's
Until
Like,
they're
that's-
grown up, until they're out of your house,
Yeah. It's all about that.
it's all about them. We
Mhm.
have, the last one is last 2 months of college.
Mm-hmm.
Once he's out of college and he's situated,
you're celebrating.
we're celebrating. It's
You're
it's
gonna have a
about
party.
it's about
Brand
Doug
new
and I.
day.
It's a brand new day. Doug and I are going to be living life, living large.
Yeah.
We might actually stay up till 10 at night.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. I just miss being able to stay up late.
Right?
I just
We're
wanted
in
to
bed
sleep.
like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. Like it's crazy.
I hit 8 o'clock. I'm like, yeah, I have energy. I'm gonna stay up. I'm gonna stay up and watch a show. And then it's like, oh, it's hitting 9. I'm like, whew.
Yeah, it's 9
Wow.
p.m.
Okay, I'm like, Jack's on the couch, and I'm like,
Yeah.
and even in the
That's cool.
evenings, I'll do that. He'll sit there on the couch with me, and and then he'll just talk. I'm like, Jack. I
Why
know
do
you
you
see it.
show up?
I'm closing my eyes, and he'll just be like, come on, look at this. Look
Yeah.
at that right here.
She'll go to sleep before the 4-year-old goes to sleep.
Yes.
Ah! So funny. I have to wake him up off of the couch to go to bed. We put Cody to bed at 9. And then we're usually up an hour after that. And like I'll wash Maya's bottles and stuff, and then after I'm done doing that, we'll go up to bed. And I have to wake him up. Sometimes it works, sometimes he just stays on the couch and goes at like 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever. But it's, yeah, I can't believe that I used to be able to stay up so late.
And then get up and go do stuff.
Yeah,
the next
like I
day.
can't do that.
I get anxiety about not getting enough sleep.
Do you
Like, oh my
really?
gosh, if I go to bed right now, I'm gonna have to get up this time. I'm gonna have how much hours sleep? Oh my gosh. Jack normally comes in at least once in the middle of the night. Okay, he's gonna come around 1:30. I want to get to bed around 11, so I at least get 2.5 good hours in before he comes in to only has to go pee. And that's what I think about. Like that, my mind just goes.
Yeah.
Oh.
See, I do that trying to make plans. Like, I am in the house all day, every day, all the time. So if I'm planning, say I have to meet somebody to sell them something or, you know, doing anything during the day.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, like, well, what time is Maya going to be going down for a nap? Because I hate to try to plan something. Because if we're out and she misses a nap, it just screws up her whole day.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Kids
just,
are not happy campers if they don't get their nap.
No, and I love the thought of going somewhere, getting out of the house. It's
Yeah.
going to happen whenever it gets warmer,
Yeah.
regardless. But it's too much at stake.
Yeah.
Your sanity. That's really what it is for me. Is my mental state.
Yeah.
Gotta keep myself on an even keel.
Even key. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. Well, this was fun. This was fun. We'll have to get
Yeah.
you girls back again. Maybe when the kids are a wee bit older.
Yeah.
Maybe next month.
Yeah, check in again.
Yeah. Check in again. See how you're handling life and the kids and everything. And
We do it next
Yeah.
year. I'm going to be missing patches of hair. And
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll be.
Yeah. They'll both look haggard and.
But
I'll be in my
I think,
PJs.
though, it is important to remember that no matter how you became pregnant, you know, whatever the situation was that you're in, even if it's for any parent, whatever situation you were in, it is okay to feel overwhelmed. It's okay to feel.
Yes.
Sometimes you might even feel like, oh, I wonder what my life would have been like
Yeah.
if I didn't have a child. And that doesn't mean you don't love your kid. It just means
Yeah.
it's normal. It's okay
Yeah.
it's okay to have those feelings.
It's okay to
cry.
Well, sure.
It's okay
Oh,
to be
yeah.
mad. It's okay to be, like, I felt for a long time, and I still do. I feel disappointed in myself because I was 23. I did fabulous through college,
Oh, my,
graduated, summa cum laude. Like, I was
You were.
3.9
Yeah.
GPA. I got an assistantship to go for my master's, and
Yeah.
tuition was free.
Sure.
I got tuition paid for.
Yeah.
And it was a year program.
Yeah.
1 year. That was all I had to
That's
finish.
all she had to do.
Started in January, pregnant in February.
Yep.
I had to finish out, but I stuck in it and I finished out the semester, went through my summer, finished my summer classes, and then Jack came
Yeah.
early. But like, yeah, so I was
You
disappointed.
Still, yeah, you were
I
disappointed,
was
but you still
disappointed.
did it.
I did it, but I felt bad. And it wasn't just, it was just like, man, I had this plan.
Yeah.
And my plan just kaboom.
Yeah.
And it was my fault.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it was some outside source that
Yeah. Somebody
that
changed
blame.
it.
No, it
Nothing
was
you
my
could do.
own fault. I made a choice, and that's what happened. And I even still feel that now.
Yeah.
I'll go through periods where and Brady will tell you, I'll get down on myself.
Yeah.
Well, I could be doing this.
Yeah.
And I could have been moved out of Bedford. I could have been doing this thing, but now I can't, it's not as easy for me to do that. You know, I
Yeah.
could still try and go for that career, but I still plan on doing that at some point. But now I got to think about, well, if I move, how's that going to affect Jack?
Sure.
He's so close to you guys and so close
yeah.
to Aggie. If I move, he is so
That's
used to
going
them.
to uproot
That's
his
not
life.
only going. It's not going to be a hardship on me just for a babysitter, but it's going to be a hardship on him because that's who
He's
he loves.
leaving everybody.
So
yeah.
and then I get down on myself. I'm thinking, oh man, I really could have been doing this, and this is what I'm doing something that I had no plan on doing for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So
You might
I
still
just-
be able to do that in a few years because he'll be getting to the
Yeah.
age where he can explain. Like, say, maybe you'll just need to move an hour away or something. It might
Right.
not be anything, and just say, hey, we'll see Paps
and maybe
on
I
the
won't
weekend.
move. I'm not saying. I feel like that option though just isn't there.
Like the door was closed.
Yes,
Yeah.
Another thing about God too is like God, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. He has a plan.
Yeah.
And it might not be now.
Yeah.
It might not be in 3 years. It might be a long time down the road. But there's something that's
There's a
trying
plan.
to. It's just learning that God. You just have to kind of trust.
And maybe the plan that you thought about wasn't the plan that God had
Yeah.
intended, you never know. Or the plans change. We can have the greatest hopes and all that in our life, and
God will take you down a totally different path.
yeah, you just
You
get
can,
down a whole
it even says in the
different path.
Bible, you can make your plans, but God's gonna,
Yeah,
His will be done.
His will be done.
Whatever it is
so
for your life, it
you're
will be
gonna
done.
end up where you need to be. So,
So I have to remind myself of that
yeah.
sometimes. But
Yeah.
sometimes I just feel like, oh.
and who knows
could've
what
done
would have
something.
happened? Say you didn't have Jack,
I know.
and you
The grass is always
the
greener.
grass is
I
always
always
greener.
have to tell myself
You might
that
be
too.
saying, "Boy, I wish I would have done this." And
Yeah.
you know, there are people who have had wonderful careers, but they're saying,
Still
"Boy,
not
you know
happy.
what? I'm just not happy. I'm not being fulfilled." Hey, maybe I'll start my family. You know, so you get people, the older people
know.
who have had their careers, and it can be fulfilling, but you know, the most important thing in life is not your job. It's not what you do
I know,
in your
that's
career.
true.
It's all about your relationships that you have.
I know. But we're taught
people-
to think differently. you
Yeah,
know?
we're taught to think.
it's, you have to be making this much amount of money.
Yeah.
I mean, you need to be,
You're not
Have this-
successful unless you've
You're
reached
here,
this
yeah.
plateau.
yeah. So I think that's,
So we put unreasonable goals
Yeah.
instead of just saying, I can be happy with what I have and with the relationships and the people around me who are important. And as long, of course, as God is part of your life too. So, because He'll see you through. He'll
yeah,
see
he
you through.
has.
Yeah.
I mean, when Gary died, I mean, it was like there was a literal person walking with me for like
Yeah.
a solid month.
Yeah.
It was like there was somebody with me.
Yeah.
So I felt like I wasn't gonna be able to hold it together.
Yeah.
My gosh! But like I knew, like even then, I know I can look back now and say, hi.
Yeah. He was
The
there.
only reason you got through that
Yeah.
was because another thing too with being pregnant. Like I know that sinful behavior, but like God never left me.
Oh, heavens no.
Like I felt it more. I feel
Yeah.
God more in the times like the hardships and so I'm grateful for all the stuff that's
Yeah.
happened because it's changed me.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
made me grow.
Yeah.
And I would not have grown unless that stuff had happened. I would
Yeah.
not have grown. I would not have been the person I am.
Exactly. I always say getting pregnant with Cody was probably one of the best things to happen to me because I was in my early 20s, so,
Yeah.
I was partying
Sure.
and whatever.
Yeah. Sure.
We'll just leave it at
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's a good
And, like, I honestly don't know where I would be right now
Yes.
if I hadn't have gotten pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like, and I am so proud of myself for this, like, I felt like I grew up so much
Mm-hmm.
for how old I was. And, because some people just don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, they're pregnant and they're still partying, leaving
Oh,
their
yeah.
babies with sitters and stuff, and, like, I got all that out of my system.
Yeah.
Like, it's nice to go out every once in a while, but, like,
Yeah.
I don't,
It kind of grounds you.
It's not
Yeah,
your life.
like-
That's children should make you grow. We wouldn't encourage anyone to go out there and get pregnant so
Oh,
that
no.
they.
Oh,
grow.
yeah,
no, definitely not. Don't want to do that.
We're just saying that it can make you mature,
makes-
grow
yeah.
up
Yes.
faster.
That's just
Yes.
Yeah.
a lot of things can, but that
And
For
when you
us, it
grow up
really did.
faster, sometimes you'll stop doing the stupid things you were doing beforehand. So
Mm-hmm.
having children should make us grow up and want to be the best person that we can possibly be and stop putting our childish ways behind us and be the parent and not the child.
Yes.
So,
Absolutely.
all right, well, ladies, I had found a nice little prayer online about mothers. So how about if we just kind of bow our heads and just listen to a little prayer?
All right.
Jesus, please renew her strength for the task ahead of her today. Give her wisdom, patience, and courage. Her job is the hardest one in the world, and when the crying, the endless chaos, the never-ending demand of caring for her small children pushes her to the breaking point and she loses her patience, please, Jesus, help her grant herself grace. Please provide some kind of someone to offer her a helping hand. Someone to rock a baby for a while, or read to her toddler, or take her preschooler to the park. Could you give her the equivalent of the stay-at-home mom lottery and cause all of her babies to take a 3-hour nap at the same time? and a hot shower too, during which not one child cries. Grant her the treasure of a cup of tea, a psalm and a simple prayer. Lead her beside still waters, compassionate Jesus, for she needs you. Let her find a piece of chocolate in the back of the pantry that she forgot was there. Give her a good friend to walk beside her on her journey. I pray that she would have moments of pure joy with each of her babies today. Let them make her smile and laugh out loud so that she might taste the reward of her labors. I pray that no one fights bedtime, no one has night terrors, and that the baby sleeps until morning light. And one more thing, Jesus, be very near to this mom in the moment when the last child is in bed and she sits in the quiet alone. She will be so tired, and that is the very moment the accuser will come to whisper his worst. He will remind her of everything she should have done that she didn't. He will run the replay of each moment of irritability and every time she reached the end of her rope. Silence him, sweet Jesus. May your voice be the only voice she hears. May she find rest in you and assurance that when she has given all she has and finds that in her humanity it is simply not enough, you most certainly do not condemn her. You make up the difference. Amen. 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 All right.
Well, here I told Brady to be up there by 2 and Jack never went up, so he could have been doing so much other stuff for 2 hours.
Oh, poor Brady. We feel
I
sorry
made
for
him.
you,
He
Brady.
even went to the gym so he can get back in time.
Oh well. What time is it?
3:30.
Well, that's just part. Don't condemn yourself for that, honey.
Yeah, I know, but I feel bad. I wanted to be up there.
You said that about the accuser and everything.
Yeah.
I think about every week whenever Cody goes to dance. Every single week I'm like, oh, well, did I do this enough with him? Or like,
Yeah.
did I do
Yes.
this?
Yep.
That's what I do.
Who's
That's-
putting those thoughts
Yes,
in
we
your
need to
mind?
remember. That's what I
Who's
do
putting those
too.
thoughts? So anytime you have a negative thought that's saying you're not doing good enough, you didn't do this, or blah blah blah, that's Satan. He's trying to
Yeah.
mess with you.
I
It
know.
works
I do think about that a
sometimes.
lot.
Like, it
does
makes
work
me feel
sometimes.
bad.
Because my biggest thing too is like patience. Like I find myself like with Jackie, some days he's just like won't listen or like, and I'm already, you know, I'm already tired. So
Yeah.
then like I'm already quicker to be frustrated
Yeah.
Mhm.
after work or whatever. So then I feel bad because he's just being you know, it's not
Yeah.
like he's being bad, but he just wants someone's attention.
Yeah.
And then I feel bad if I get frustrated right away. You know,
Mhm.
he's bugging me, and then I get frustrated with him.
You do that.
I might be angry.
Does
And
he
I'm
do
like,
the,
oh,
mommy, 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 mommy.
Yeah.
That's what Cody does to
Oh
me.
yeah.
Like,
Well, they know they're driving you insane.
Oh yeah, like I'll be in the bathroom, Cody will need something. Paul's sitting on the couch and he'll come up and ask me. I'll be like,
Oh yeah.
why don't you ask Paul?
Yeah.
You ask him.
You
Like he's
ask him.
afraid of Paul. Like he's afraid to ask him stuff or something. I don't know. He's like, you don't got to. Like he's not gonna jump down your throat. It's all right.
Yeah, that's what I just always.
There you
like,
go, girls. Get together.
overanalyze it.
Start getting together.